So we'll move on to our next matchup. We'll move out to the Pac-12 for this, and this was a matchup between number 11 Utah and number 17 UCLA. This one, you know, fun. It was a fun game, a lot of offense. Um, UCLA just they exceeded my expectations for them. I thought UCLA was going to be a pretty good team this year,
Right.
but I thought Utah was going to be too good for UCLA, and UCLA won the game, but Utah they definitely didn't have their one of their better performances. I mean,
Yeah.
the turnovers and the mistakes that they made. Um, Not to take anything away from UCLA, because UCLA earned that win,
Right.
but if you're a Utah fan, I think you could sit there and say that
The
Utah kind of
outcome could
beat
have, yeah,
themselves.
the outcome could have been a lot different.
Yeah, it was not the type of team and the type of performance that we're used to, where they're playing hard on both sides of the ball. And credits to UCLA, right? They forced some of those issues, and then the issues that maybe they didn't force, they were able to capitalize and take advantage, and that's important, and that goes into being a good football team and trying to get whatever wins you can get, because especially we know in college football every win matters.
Right. What I will say about UCLA is something that they do have to clean up on is their tackling. They I can't recall who they versed earlier this year, but it was a really close game and they ended up pulling out. But again, they were arm tackling, they weren't really, fundamentally sound on that, and it's like if you're going against a USC who's stacked offensively, you have to make sure that you're firing on all cylinders. And again, UCLA, they got it done, and Chip Kelly has these boys rolling. But it's like those are little things that matter. Those are the little things that are gonna bite you. And it's like if you're gonna be in competing with, it'll be nice to see if UCLA stays undefeated
Hmm.
and USC stays undefeated, and we get to see that matchup and see how it really pans out. But it's nice to see the West Coast really start to pick up again. Like I don't, it's been a while since we had UCLA be good and USC be good.
Right, and we had a whole bunch of conference realignment talk going on before this season kicked off, but and people talking about the Pac-12 and how it's done after UCLA and USC leave. Both of those teams
Right,
are a little bit ahead of schedule in terms of getting back to prominence and becoming good football programs. But the Pac-12 as a whole is, I think, also exceeding people's expectations when you have teams that are like Utah. Everyone kind of expected Utah to be good this year.
yeah,
They still are good, right? They're a team that's there, but you get the Oregon States and the Washington States and Washington,
right.
Oregon doing well. So as a whole, I think they're playing some good football out there, and yeah, it's definitely it's not on par with the SEC or even the Big Ten, but
But it's
it
trending in the right
yeah,
direction.
it's a good brand of football. It's fun to watch. I think probably Big 12 is probably maybe the funnest conference right now with the way they scoring points and the way those games go. The Pac-12 might be right behind them. So
Right.
definitely some good times for the Pac-12 right now, and looking great for some possibilities and what it can turn into.